Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what it's like being a charge nurse for the first time ever. If you want to gain more information about nursing or to improve your nursing knowledge in general, please consider subscribing down below. I upload a video every single week and you don't want to miss them. Also, please be sure to check out the links in the description box. I have created a free NCLEX guide and a fitness and nutrition guide. So you definitely want to check those out and take a look at them. They're absolutely free. So the past few weeks at the hospital has been quite different. I've been quite busy helping, picking up shifts, trying to help out the different floors and help out the workload in different floors. Now, when I first started during this whole situation, I was originally on a cardiac floor. Well, that changed to a different floor. Then I moved up to the medical floor, and that also changed. And during this time, I was a casual, and what I quickly came to realize is that the surgeries that are non-urgent, right, the elective surgeries, those have all been canceled. And as a result, all the OR nurses, the endoscopy nurses, all those nurses are floating to different floors to meet the demands of the patient population that we get. So what does that mean for me? Well, that means that I can't pick up as many shifts. So what I did was, for the month of April, I picked up a full-time line on a brand new medical unit. Now, because of the whole virus situation, the hospital has changed quite a bit, and that's understandable. I think every hospital in North America, for sure has seen some major changes on the way things have worked, their workflow, the patient population they receive, and all that. So, of course, my hospital is no different than any other one. I have also seen major changes, and one of the major changes that happened was they introduced a new medical unit. And this medical unit required staff. So I picked up my manager was, thankfully, offered me a full-time line on this new medical unit. Now, my first day, it wasn't the smoothest transition just because they didn't have all the necessary supplies. So I basically was organizing, my first day, I was organizing that whole unit and making sure, it had all the medical supplies it needed for a medical floor. And as the floor became busier and busier, I had the responsibility of becoming charge nurse. Now, if you don't know, I recently graduated in last year, 2019, May of 2019. So I've only been practicing for a year now. And for me to be a charge nurse, it's a whole different ballgame. It's like you have to have your patients, and then you also have to be charge nurse. And being charge nurse is not as easy as I thought it would be. Hey everyone, check out these new nursing t-shirts that I personally have created. I hope you like these designs, and if you're interested in purchasing them, click the link in the description box down below. Thanks for watching. Now, I never wanted to be charge nurse. I never have been interested in being charge nurse. I've just never been interested in administrative positions or being in positions of power so that, I can boss people around. It's not something that I don't oppose it, but I just don't seek it out. I don't like to be in that situation just because I want to be more involved in the clinical setting and helping out patients and providing the best care possible. But in this situation, certain staff members got floated up to that medical floor to meet the staffing needs, and because I was technically the full-time staff that was hired for that floor, I became the charge nurse. Now, being charge is very difficult. Like I mentioned, you have your patient care that you have to do, but then on top of that, you also have to do all these different types of things. The first thing that you got to do is to make sure that staffing levels are appropriate. You have to make sure that patient complaints are heard. So if a patient, is complaining about their care, they want to speak to the charge. Well, you got to go there and basically de-escalate the situation and make them feel a little bit more heard and maybe provide them better care if you can. The last thing the last thing I want to mention that you do is if anybody crashes, right? If you have a situation where a patient's not doing well and they've crashed, you essentially are the person that has to go there and help them out. You have to tell the nurse, maybe the primary nurse, if they don't know what they're doing, you have to basically give them guidance and kind of, give them direction as to what you should do or what the patient's diagnosis is and provide treatment and care so that you're able to, resuscitate essentially that person. Now, this has been quite stressful for me because, like I said, I never seek to be in a position of power. And not only that, I don't feel like I have the knowledge and expertise to do so effectively. So it's been quite challenging, to say the least. So you could probably imagine what it feels like to be a charge nurse. You have your patient, then you have your charge nurse responsibilities. You have to talk to families if they have complaints as well. I forgot to mention that. So sometimes the phone rings, the patient phones the family and the family phones the ward and wants to speak to the charge nurse. Usually it's about a complaint and you have to basically hear them out and provide strategies to mitigate that conflict. And that's quite stressful. So usually my shifts are pretty relaxed and I know what I'm doing and I have this patient care that I know how to provide and do the best I can possibly do. But with this new added responsibility, it seems a little bit unreasonable that you don't really get anything for it. Now, what I'm trying to say is that there are no benefits of becoming charge nurse other than the more responsibility that you have. The only thing is you only get like $1.25 extra an hour, which is, like, in my opinion, nothing compared to the workload that you have to do. But I'm curious what you guys think. Have you ever been charge nurse and you've been given that responsibility? What have your experiences been like? And how have you dealt with the added stress? Has your hospital provided you training to become a charge nurse, or have they just thrown you into it kind of like mine did? And I'm also curious as to whether you get anything for it. Like, do you get an extra like $5 an hour, or do you get a bonus if you become charged this many times? I'm curious to know how it works at your facility and how you guys decide on who becomes charge nurse. Obviously, it's the most experienced nurse is supposed to be the charge nurse. However, there are certain situations where, some people don't have the knowledge and expertise to handle being charge nurse, and so other people get it. But I'm just curious as to how it works for you guys. Anyways, I thought I would share my experience, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and let me know, again, your comments down below. Thank you, and see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Please be sure to follow me on my Instagram. It's way up there. And also make sure you check out the description box down below where I have links to my free ebooks, my fitness guide, my nutrition guide, and I also have a 45-day NCLEX plan where I teach everyone how I pass the NCLEX and how you can pass it too. So you definitely want to check out the links in the description box, and be sure to check out my other videos. I have playlists on my channel, and thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.